Welcome to SCW Third Time's the Charm, the Season 3 After Homecoming Really premiere. This is being held in front of 1367 in the Mayas Arena, and it's going to start off with Nick Wayne walking out and beginning to talk trash on the Slam City Wrestling fans about how this is his last night in this shit company for the time being because he's been underappreciated, taking time away from his busy AEW schedule. AJ Styles' theme hits. AJ, for sure, as we've discussed, is a part-time worker here in SCW, but he's returning here tonight after making his debut at Homecoming. AJ says that Nick Wayne is ungrateful. He, AJ, is grateful and will kick his ass tonight, showing him what a true legend looks like. So the fans are loving them some AJ Styles. 58 at the gate. AJ was great. Nick Wayne struggled in the commentary, lifted the segment. In the opening match, it was exceptional. AJ Styles defeats Nick Wayne in 13:23 with a Super Styles clash off the top rope, telling a specific story. 68-51-75 for Wayne and AJ down the line. 76-60 for AJ and Nick Wayne. All right, next up we go back to ringside where Mike and Cohen will welcome us to Season 3, welcome us to the show, and say that this is going to be one hell of a season here in Slam City Wrestling. All right, after that, Atticus Cogar cuts a backstage promo saying that the third time's the charm and Season 3 is going to be even more violent. He promises to take out that piece of shit Matt Tremont, and that Matt should have stayed away. Obviously, Atticus being defeated by Matt Tremont at SCW Homecoming 2027 Day 2 after defeating Minoru Suzuki the day before. So Tremont and Atticus heading towards a program, it looks like. All right, next up in an exceptional match, La Hija de Guadalajara defeats Utami Hashishida in 10-16 via submission. La Hija makes defense number 31 of her championship. 68-38-78 down the line for Utami, and La Hija 67-66, 7 and 68 for Hashishida in Guadalajara. Referee Jessica Carr of NXT fame has signed and debuted here with SCW today. She is our new senior official. All right, next up, in an exceptional match, Eddie Kingston and Adrenaline Drip defeat Pac and Southside OTP when Eddie Kingston pins Luke Jacobs with a blackout lariat. Pac was head and shoulders above everyone else. Obviously, Luke Jacobs and Aaron Brooks from over the pond, Southside OTP, Pac from England as well. So that was an interesting pairing for the night. 68-47. 74, 62, 64, 88 for Cartwheel, Jones, Kingston, Jacobs, Brooks, and Pac down the line. Pac looked great, as we're glad because he's our world champion. All right, next up in an exceptionally wild brawl, Gabe Kidd defeats Ace Austin and AJ Gray when Kidd pins AJ with a sick kick. 67, 44, and 78. 58, 57, and 88 for Kidd and Pac. Fantastic. A Pac versus Kidd match probably would be pretty fantastic down the line, too. All right, next up, we get a promo airing from the Kings Road, the newest faction here in Slam City Wrestling. Dempsey Regal, obviously introduced by his father on a one-night-only appearance for the most part, said, "This is Kings Road. This is what wrestling looks like. They're the European trio right now. We'll be adding more members to the group, but as of for right now, Kings Road, consists of Dempsey Regal, Isla Dawn, and Kaylee Ray." All right, next up, we have the aforementioned Isla Dawn defeating Dulce Tormenta with her air raid crash. 37, 22, and 43. 31 and 42 down the line. Tormenta was off of her game, but nevertheless, we're to continue pushing on here in Season 3, as that was a moderately okay to continue the card, but nothing we've been seeing lately in terms of ratings wise is very low, but not super terrible. All right, next up, in an exceptional match, the War Dogs defeat the Liga Lucha when Coughlin submitted Zonique to make defense number 2 of their titles. 60, 35, and 70 down the line. 43, 55, 71, 72 for Zonique, Blanc, Gotch, and Coughlin. So, tag team championships defended here. And in the main event, one called Manders takes the SCW Triple Crown Championship off of Gringo Logan with his Dr. Bomb. Manders is your new champion, so 57, 53, 65 are going to give Manders a reign. Might be brief, might be long, not sure, but nevertheless, Manders is going to take the title from Gringo Loco and become just the 3rd SCW Triple Crown champion. All right, well, 57 is definitely what? This show was penalized for overuse of a season finale. Oh no! I forgot I copied the event and I forgot to remove the single season finale the tag. So I kind of tanked my rating here, which explains why it's only a 57. Oof. Well, I guess you live and you learn here. Man, that's an absolute bummer. Well, irregardless, this was SCW 3rd times the charm in front of 1367. This is me, Mikey Bro, wishing you a glorious rest of your day, and we'll be back next week with another edition of SCW Slam City Wrestling. Thanks, everyone.